Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Evan Carthy from evancarthy.com. Today we are going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dogecoin, however you pronounce that, I have no idea. But this is going to be the weekly review slash preview for what we think is going to, or what I think is going to happen next week for it. So here we go. So with Bitcoin right here, this is we're going to use the daily chart and then also the hourly chart. That's the way I trade when I trade cryptos using those two time frames. So looking at Bitcoin right here, looking at the daily chart, we have another expanding triangle. 1, 2, higher high 3, lower low 4, and then 5 up here. So we've hit the 5th point up here on Bitcoin for the expanding triangle. So we are looking for now retracement back to at least the 50% level for it right there. Let me take off that 38.2 because we don't need that on there. So what we're looking for is a tracement. If this is going to stay as the high up here at around 10,670, tracement back to around 85.65 for this move. This doesn't have to be where it stops up right here for the tracement level. It definitely could go up higher. And let's see right here. Did it even hit the 127? It didn't even hit the 127 extension level yet. So it could just be a little bit paused before it goes up more, or it could be the retracement. I'm not sure. But that is now that it signaled that it broke past this last high, that we are looking for eventually a 50% retracement level if that high holds right there, since this is the 5th point. I would not be taking this trade right here. In fact, I just have a rule of thumb. I never short cryptos, but if I was going to, I'd wait until it gets hit up here at the 1.618 level first. As long as it doesn't hit the 50%, because as soon as it hits the 50% retracement level, then the move is over and it's time to look for something else. So that is the setup for the hourly, or excuse me, the daily chart in Bitcoin. Let's look at the hourly real quick. Hourly, we do have a setup here in the hourly, another expanding triangle trade. Here you have first point, second point, third point, higher high, fourth point, lower low right there. So now we have a 4th point. So what we're looking for is a 5th point for price to come up, break this high right here, 10,670. I'll put a horizontal line on there, looking to break that would create the 5th point in the expanding triangle. And when it does that, then we look for the 50% level for it right here. And let's see what put the Fibonacci's on, what that would look like if I was going to short it. The first level I looked at shorting it would not be until 11,560 for it right there. So got a little ways to go. If it comes up and does make a 5th point, not guaranteed to happen just because a 4th point is created. Price can, of course, continue to go down for it. So that is with the 4th point for it. Let's see how low it has gone to the 4th point, and it didn't hit 1.272. Found some support right before it and started motioning itself back up. So when price does hit the 50% tracement level for the 4th point, then we would not, if price even came up and hit the 50% right there and then continued to go, get this right here, there we go, to go down low right here, I would not take that second trade again, because once price hits 50% for a 4th point move, then I consider that first 4th point move done. It may eventually go back up and hit the 5th point, but that's just how I trade the 4th point out of the expanding triangle move. But when price does, or if price does go up and create that 5th point right up here, then that's when you do look for the 50% retracement level, and you can get in however you want to. My first entry isn't until the 1.618 when I do get in that way. Now Ethereum, we'll look at right here. Let's go back to the daily chart for it, and here we do have an expanding triangle trade that is active and it is live right here. First point, second point, third point, 4th point, 5th point, all the way up here. Let's put the Fibonacci levels on it, and there we go. So this would be a perfectly valid trade if I did short cryptos, which again I don't. So first entry would have been right here at 251.24 cents. Second entry 265.32 cents. Third entry 283.29 cents, and then my stop loss would have been just above the 2.236 Fibonacci extension level, probably around between 311 and 312 ish, probably 312 even, just to be even on it right there. And then I would have my exit level currently at the 50% line, just north of it, which would be about probably about 207. I like using round numbers. Yeah, probably about 207 right there if that high holds right there. So yeah, so that is a perfectly valid trade right now in here on Ethereum for the daily chart. Look around the hourly chart, see if there's anything in here real quick. I'm gonna go back to daily and remove that Fibonacci level. So for the hourly, not a whole lot going on right here. This is a 78.6% short setup right here. Actually, we have a long setup the other way right there. You see that low, that low. It came down, hit the 70.6, retraced back up to at least hit the 23.6, doing the Fibonacci level in the other way, which I'll show in just a second. Let me change this to yellow line. That signifies to me this is a 78.6% trade right here. So what I look for, you have to make sure it traces back up to at least 23.6. Yes, it did that. Now what I look for it is using that pivot high and that pivot low. I put the shift pitchfork on it right there, right there, right there. So when price breaks below the shift pitchfork, closes below right there, somewhere along there, whenever it does. If it does, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to come down and close below it, but if it does, as long as that pivot high holds steady, if price breaks that pivot high before retracing down and breaking down past the shift pitchfork bottom blue line right there, then the move is invalid and time to look for something else. But if that pivot high does hold, and we'll assume that that pivot high right there for the retracement up holds, then this will be the Fibonacci levels we'll look for. So what I look for is price to close below the shift pitchfork, get in right there. First exit is just north of the 1.272 line, but when price hits the 0% line, then if it retraces back up to the 23.6% retracement level, I get in right there. Then I move the exit just north of the 0% level right there. Just be safe and get out. This is just a real short snipe trade, sort of trade for it right there. And that's the way I trade that 78.6 trade for it. So there is a valid short setup right there. And then also we do have a valid 78.6 going the other way. So right now we're just kind of a wait and see mode to see what is going to happen with Ethereum right here. Is it going to go up and break down, or is it going to go break up? Let me just put this on shift pitchfork to show you what we'd be looking for. So we'd be looking for price to, oh, didn't want to delete the shift pitchfork, trying to delete the Fibonacci level. Okay, there's that, there we go. So if price comes up and breaks up right here, assuming that pivot point low holds right there, that doesn't get broken, but price comes and breaks up here, you get in right there. Let's draw the Fibonacci levels. So first entry would be kind of wherever it breaks out, normally around the 0 line right there. And first exit would be just south of the 1.272 level. Then if price breaks out, hits that blue line, but retraces back to 23.6 level, I'd get in long another entry right there, and then move my exits just south of the 0% line. So either way, either we can trade. It just right now we're kind of literally in middle of no man's land right here, just trying to see which way Ethereum is going to go next. Since it is in that short setup for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth trade right there, my bias for Ethereum would be for the downside for both the 78.6 trade and for this trade right here. Moving over to Litecoin right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just waiting for an expanding triangle to form right here. We're in the fourth point for it. So if price does come up and takes out this high up here around 145.64, that would create the fifth point in the move right here. And then when that happens, we'd be looking for the 50% retracement level somewhere down over to here, depending on how high it goes up right there. But again, this is just the fourth point right here. Let's see, did it even hit the 1.272? It did hit the 1.2. Okay, so it hit that. So is that one getting close to being completed? Yeah, getting kind of close to being completed. Still a little bit of room to run for hits that 50% level for that fourth point move. If you're looking to trade that one to be over. Moving on to the hourly chart for it. What we have right here, we have a 1, 2, 3, working on the fourth point. Actually, we have more than that right there. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're looking for the fifth point coming up here. Change this to the green line that signifies this is a, there we go, that this is a expanding triangle trend line, or they just marked it for me. So we have first point, second point, third point, higher high, fourth point, lower low. Now if price comes up, breaks this level right here at about 79.53, that would create the fifth pivot point, and then from there we'd be looking for the 50% retracement level to eventually happen. As you can see right there, there's the Fibonacci levels lining up. If I was looking to get in for it, my first entry would be right here. then right there, next right there, and the stop loss would be just north at the red line up there. So that, and then the exit level would be wherever the pivot point high stops, it'd be the 50% level just north of it. So that is Litecoin on the hourly chart. And yeah, we looked at the daily already. So last but not least, Dogecoin, however you pronounce it, I have no idea. But here we have daily set up right here. First point, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point. So as you can see, the expanding triangle fifth point has pretty much been completed. Rose all the way up, hit the 1.272, then started retracing back down. Came down, hit the 50% level. So the way I trade, that would be done. This trade setup would be over for it. Now time to look for something else. Now that does not mean that Dogecoin again, sorry for just totally butchering the name, I'm sure. Doesn't mean it could continue to go lower. It, of course, could go lower by all means. I'm just saying the way I trade it, when it hits that 50% level, that is when it is over. And then for this crypto right here, I don't use a 1 hour trade. I mean, look what the 1 hour looks like. It looks like a bunch of garbage on it. So I don't really use a 1 hour time frame to trade off of it, just the daily chart. So those are the main cryptos that I follow right there. Have a good week, and tomorrow I'll come out with the the weekly review / preview for the SP 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, Russell 2000, and maybe gold. I may actually throw that one into a gold and crude oil video review as well. All right, take care. Talk to you later. Bye.